everyone, and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. In this video, we're going to be counting down my top 3 favorite exotics to use on my sexy Titan here. But before we get into the countdown, I do want to say that in this video, there is an honorable mention, an exotic that I truly love that just barely missed making the top 3. It took me a long time to kind of decide which one I liked more, number 3 or number 4. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. That's going to be the Armamentarium. The Armamentarium is a great Titan exotic because not only do you get to carry an additional grenade, but you also have the option of special ammo or heavy ammo, as opposed to a normal chest piece that would, say, give you rocket launcher and sniper. Like, you don't have to re-roll it constantly to get the rolls that you want. It's every heavy ammo, or every heavy weapon except swords, and every special weapon gets increased ammo. It's fantastic. I love the Armamentarium. This is usually my go-to for PvP on my Titan, but it just barely missed the top 3. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into the actual top 3. We're going to start it with number 3, and that's going to be the DUNEMARCHERS. The DUNEMARCHERS are a new exotic that came with Rise of Iron. Looking at them, they don't really look all that neat. I'm sure you can mix around the shaders and make them look kind of cool, but what really attracts me to this exotic is the fact that you have Speed Demon, increased sprint speed, increased movement speed while aiming your weapon, and tighter turn radius while sprinting. This makes your Titan faster than a Hunter, which is funny because the Hunter is the highest base agility class and should be the fastest character, but it's not. And if you go ahead and you compare that, or you add to that with this bad boy right here, the Memory of Fellwinter, that gives you a slight boost to all stats. And then you go ahead and pair that yet again with something like MIDA Multi-Tool that gives you a +2 character, or gives you lightweight, which is +2 character agility. You have a Titan that moves so fast. So fast, guys. This is so much fun to use in Crucible. It's so much fun to use in PvE. It is fantastic in stuff like the Raid, where you have to constantly run around a lot instead of sitting in one position. You can cover so much ground in such a small amount of time with DUNEMARCHERS and MIDA Multi-Tool equipped. And in fact, just DUNEMARCHERS by themselves is just really exotic. Moving on to the number 2 exotic. Moving on to the number 2 exotic, we have HELM of Saint 14. Now, is going to go, obviously, with your Defender class. It makes it to where your Ward of Dawn bubble blinds enemies that walk into it. This is fantastic for ad control. Anytime I have a Nightfall with something like Exposure or something like Void Burn where I'm going to be using Defender, I will typically throw this on. If there's a lot of low-level ads, like if it's something like Omnigul, this is just priceless. It is so good. It is so fucking good, man. And even in the new raid, there's so many areas where you can make use of this and have it help you out so much. Just off the top of my head, I would say Axis there at the end, put it in front of the door that the Shanks come out. If you're playing hard mode, and just blind all the Shanks, blind all the enemies. You can put it in front of the Servitor door, blind the fucking Servitors when they come out. It's just all around a really good exotic that I love. This was my favorite exotic back in year 1, and it was actually the first exotic that I ever got in this game. I bought it from Xur in week 2, the same week that Xur famously sold Gallarhorn because nobody knew how good Gallarhorn was, so I bought Helm of Saint 14 instead of Gallarhorn. And then I did not get another Gallarhorn until House of Wolves. So yeah, this exotic, it's great, man. I've used it for a really long time. It's one of my favorites for sure. But my number 1 favorite Titan exotic, hands down, in this entire game. You ready for it? Can we get a drum roll going? How did that sound? That was me. That's me banging my fingers on the table. I bet it sounded weird on this microphone because it vibrates the stand. But yeah, my number 1 favorite Titan exotic, hands down, has to be the Rune Wings, man. Number 1, look how badass they look. They look super cool. And Rune Wings, let's go ahead and take a look at its exotic perk. Seeds of Ruin, heavy ammo drops more often and contains more ammo in each drop. I have picked up 1 heavy brick and gotten 4 Gallarhorn rockets using this exotic. No lie, guys. This is just such a good exotic. It truly feels like a piece of exotic armor. It doesn't do anything for your class. You can use it on Defender. You can use it on Sunbreaker. You can use it on Striker. You can use it on any class. And it is going to work so well. A lot of people haven't been using this much because the new raid gauntlets do have increased heavy ammo drops against Fallen. But guys, Rune Wings works against any enemy, not just Fallen. And that's why it is my #1 favorite exotic for the Titan in this game. It is so good. It is so good, guys. Go get yourself some Rune Wings. Go get yourself some Dunemarchers. Go get yourself a Helm of Saint 14. And go ahead and go get yourself an Armamentarium, too, because they're all solid. Like what you're looking at right now, this is my go-to Titan, man. This is it. This is my day-to-day Titan. If the situation calls for it, I'll change it up with Dunemarchers. I'll change it up with Helm of Saint. I'll change it up with Armamentarium. But 95% of the time, this is my go-to Titan. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you for watching. And take care, guys.